The very first question you need to ask yourself when you're implementing this an insider threat program is to see what are you actually collecting about your organization. Are you collecting the right type of data? Are you collecting too much? If you're collecting too much, perhaps you should ask yourself, hey, why am I collecting this sort of information? How is this information going to help me with alerting, with investigation, and so on? Ideally, in my perspective, from my point of view, you should be collecting metadata. So what is metadata for the sake of definition? Metadata is data about data. It is the fact that something happened, not the context of the data. You need to ask yourself, am I collecting too much? This is basically where the line is being drawn, right? I'll give you an example. So imagine that you have a data loss prevention tool, a monitoring tool, let's call it tool A, right? It is collecting a lot of information about your organization, information that you don't necessarily need to know, but you still collect it, right? That can include financial data, context of emails, instant messaging, agendas, basically events about the laptop usage of C-suite employees. All of a sudden, you end up with this cluster of data and you're collecting too much, right? At the end of the day, you have a security analyst who is having a look at this data, right? He's analyzing the alerting. He's looking at the context of this data, right? What happens one day if you potentially have the security analyst leave the organization or they're terminated? You end up with somebody who knows so much about your organization and you don't really have much control over it. So this is the line where it defines that you're doing monitoring for the sake of safeguarding your organization and you're doing monitoring for the sake of surveillance, right?